I got shows coming up. Oh, I'm so excited to get back to the Comedy Store. You can find me the 13th of September, the 14th of September, and the 15th of September at the beloved La Jolla Comedy Store. Come see me, won't you? After that, I am headed to Helium in Philadelphia the 10th, 11th, and 12th of October. One of my favorite clubs out there. And then, oh Lord, I get to go to Canada, Vancouver, the 17th, 18th, and 19th at the House of Comedy. After that, the 1st of November, the Wilbur. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you there. We're almost sold out for that one, so please get your tickets now. Nashville, I'm coming to see you the 7th of November at Zany's. I really can't wait to get back to Zany's. And then on the 15th and 16th of November, I'm going to be at Chicago, Illinois at the Den. Can't wait to see you there. Let's do a podcast. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Woo! Monkeypox is no joke, friends. Welcome to the DTFH. Today, my God, this podcast, we could use it for so many things. It's that good. I'm sure you've heard about the breakthroughs people have made in fusion. They pale in comparison to what this podcast is going to do for our country, our planet, and more than likely the multiverse. This will be the podcast that defines a generation. And of course, you already know who the guest is, Ian Fidance, one of my best friends on planet Earth. Met him when I was in New York. We were both getting our undergraduate degree in physics. He moved on to become a cumologist and then a comedian. And I moved on to become one of the foremost experts in chinchilla fur and the best ways to process chinchillas. And then that strange path led me to comedy. And I reunited with Ian on a cruise ship just off the coast of Spain. Fascinating. He had been doing stand-up on another cruise ship, which had been overcome by pirates. And he was out there on a raft, floating out there, half dead. And for a second, just because we all have it in us, I thought about not telling anyone, because I think I was the only one who noticed it out there. You know, one less comic, I could probably do his material too, because he's gone. But I chose to blow the whistle that everyone on a cruise ship has to wear in case they see anybody floating out there. And from the moment we pulled him on deck and gave him food to today, we became the best of friends, and I love him so much. He's touring every weekend. You got to go see him do stand-up. You can find all his dates at ianfidance.com. And of course, he has an incredible podcast, Being Ian with Jordan. All the Ian Fidance data you need is at ianfidance.com. And now, everybody, please welcome to the DTFH, Ian Fidance.
I'm throwing out a first pitch at a Cleveland Guardians game next month.
No way.
I'm so excited.
That is terrifying.
So excited. And my buddy, I'm flying out. No, my two childhood best friends are coming. And I said, look, if you fly yourselves out, I'll get the hotel. So I got us like a nice hotel.
Wow.
We're going to ball out. I'll get us dinner, you know. And they're coming. But I'm an idiot. I buy my plane tickets for my road gigs like 2 weeks out, and then I'm like, well, there goes my travel buyout. Tickets are so expensive. And they're like adults with wives. Well, one's divorced, one has kids. And so they're like, hello, we need to plan. Give us your flight itinerary 2 months out. I'm like, what's the matter with you? I don't have time for this stress.
Yes.
You know?
Oh God, that is to me a different life form altogether. When people are like have their shit together at that level, dude, I look at that in the same way I look at like Elon Musk, in the same way, you know what I mean? It's like, what world are you in?
Yeah.
2 months out. Are you crazy? My itinerary? And I feel bad because the clubs will like email me like, can we get your itinerary? And any normal human would be like, you knew this date was coming up for months. And you know tickets are more expensive the closer you get. So why wouldn't you get them months in advance?
Dude, this thing has been happening to me, and I don't know if it happens to you, but some form of recognition where I recognize the thing that needs to be done, and I go, it should be done. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do it. and then I don't do it, and then it comes to bite me in the ass in the long run. And I can
100%.
see that moment in my mind's eye of, remember when you knew that you should have done this?
Yeah.
It happened with getting like full auto coverage, full damage coverage for a rental car, and then I got in an accident. And I remember the moment me going, I'm a good driver. You know, I don't need it. It's a waste of money.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. I got to get plane tickets. You know what? You do, and you'll get them in a couple weeks before
It'll
the
happen.
gig.
It'll
Yeah.
happen.
I do that with text messages. A million texts.
Me
Oh,
too.
yeah. You know what? I got to respond. Why don't I do that later?
Yeah, same. And you know, if someone doesn't respond to my text and I get slightly butthurt, it's the ultimate hypocrisy in the universe because I don't and I want to. And people don't understand. If they've texted me and I haven't texted them back, they don't know the burning pit of guilt and shame inside of me. Because I know, man, it's not like they're texting me like, hey, I need a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who to reach out to. It's literally just like, how you doing?
Yeah.
Easy to be like, I'm great.
Yeah.
But-
But when it's some sort of inquiry into my life, or like I just thinking you love you, I'm like, I should respond. Okay, I'll do it later. And then every day I go, God, you got to respond to them. You got to respond to them, idiot. And then I don't. And then 3 weeks later, I'm like, sorry, I convinced myself I shouldn't respond because you may have been complimenting me or something.
Right.
I'm
You
like,
seem
whoops. like
you were like me.
Yeah.
And I don't accept that.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about accepting love
Mm-hmm.
and how funny it is that is real hard
Yeah.
for some of us to do. That accepting criticism, I'm the master. It's like, oh yeah, of course, absolutely. If you think I'm an asshole, you are correct. You know,
You hit the nail on the head with this one, sir.
very insightful.
Yes.
But-
Might I add a bit of a dick, too?
Yeah. You know, I could add more
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your argument about why I'm an asshole. But yeah, love, some expression of love, gratitude, anything like that. It makes me feel like I'm getting electrocuted or something, you know, like to open up to that is like, I was thinking, and I like to imagine there's a lot of comedians, but I was thinking like if God, like let's just say God appears to you or you are in heaven, bicycle accident or whatever, you're having the thing, and God sees you. And it's like, hold on. I'm picturing God talking to angels. Oh my God, Ian Fidance.
Yeah.
I love your comedy. You're so funny. And then like when I came to, I'd be like, he was just saying that. Like,
I'd be
you
like,
didn't
shut up, God.
You didn't
Get
mean
outta
it.
here.
You didn't see the last
say that to
set I
everyone.
had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, what is that? Why is it hard for us to take love from others?
I don't know about us, but I think for me, it's I never want to believe the hype, and I think what I found that fuels me is never thinking I'm good enough so that I can be good, because then I desperately want the good job, wow, you're
Right.
great, and then when I get it, I don't believe it. So it's this constant cycle of like
Yeah.
having to be so good and so great that then maybe if I hear it enough, then I'll believe it, but I never believe it. So it's like this thing, this cycle that just goes round and round
Right.
where I just can't accept it, because I think I'm afraid if I go, oh, yeah, you know what, you're right, thanks, then I'll go, I don't need to do anything anymore.
Oh, right.
You
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Same.
Maybe.
No.
That's what
Yeah.
it
Same.
is.
It's a sense of like, okay, if I believe something nice someone is saying about me,
Mhm.
then what's left? Because now I'm just gonna like sink back into some self-involved, self-congratulatory sense of like, great, I've done it.
Yeah.
I am funny. And then like now what will fuel me? What will like drive me if I don't have like a gnawing sense of never being enough
Yeah.
to get me out of bed in the morning?
Yeah.
It's so sick.
It's sick because also I have gotten the stuff from other people and the external and the, you know, not to the the sense of like, or the magnitude of some other people, but I get that I feel it and people say it and I get
Yeah.
it and this and that and the compliment and I never believe it. And you're always, okay, you're lying. You're very nice. Thank you. Okay, whatever. Very kind. Thanks.
Yeah.
And shrug it off, whatever. And then I go inward and go, God, you suck. You're the fucking worst. And then I've noticed I've been journaling more
Yeah.
and saying those things to me from me, like talking to myself like other people talk to me. And I've been writing it down because I started journaling again. And it's like skyrocketed my feelings of joy
Yeah.
to where now people will be nice to me and I'll go, oh, that's really nice. Hey, thanks.
You mean it.
Instead of like, oh, you're being nice,
okay,
whatever. Yeah. And it's like everything they say to me, I just deflect. But then when I say it to myself, not in a way of like, you're the fucking man, but like, no, you are likable. People
Yeah.
do like
People love you.
like yourself.
Yeah.
And once I start to feel that way about myself, then I can accept
Right.
those words
Right.
of kindness from other people. But when I'm not loving myself and when I'm not liking myself,
Yeah.
when I get it externally, it almost makes me mad. And I look at everyone like a bunch of liars. And
Right.
then when I do love myself and I accept myself and I'm in tune with that inner me, then when people say it, I can allow it to pass through me and not have some sort of like rigid knives out feeling towards it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like poppers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like apparently poppers.
Huh?
You've never heard this about poppers?
No.
I've never tried it.
You've never done poppers?
No, I've done poppers, but I've never tried it and like gotten pegged or something.
Oh, I thought you meant like do poppers and compliment yourself.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It might work.
You're nice to other people.
But supposedly poppers loosen your ass up a little bit or
Totally.
something. So what you're experiencing, if you can't love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
when someone offers you a compliment,
Mm-hmm.
is very similar to someone like trying to slide fingers in your butthole when it isn't loosened up. Right? This is not me, by the way. This is not me. This is actually Carl Sagan said this. But
Yeah, I was going to say Ram Dass, but you...
I wish I thought of that. You know, as I'm trying to make the lame joke, I don't know why I went to Sagan.
Sagan, you can almost believe it.
I know. There's so many better things to fill in there. But yeah, it's something of a tragedy, man. And also, you know, if where it gets really where there's true hypocrisy for me is now if I'm complimenting you
Mm-hmm.
and I get the sense that you're disregarding my compliment, I feel short fucking changed. It's like, oh great, so now I have to argue with you that you're good. You know what I mean? So what we're doing to people when we don't believe it is we're forcing them to convince us that we're good or to question their instincts regarding our nature. Both are shitty things to do to somebody who's just like likes you.
Well, I think mine comes from when someone says I'm sorry for a tragedy you tell them about. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I had to deal my whole life with being like, oh yeah, my dad's dead. He died when I was 8. And people are like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that like, I don't know how to respond. And in a way that's then putting, you know, I'm the one that went through it and now I'm responsible for your feeling
Yeah.
and you feeling sorry. So now it's my job to make, oh, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
Let me do what I can to make you feel better because
Yeah.
you're uncomfortable in this moment. So
Yeah.
it's again like a deflection or whatever. But again, like I think everything is when I'm okay with everything, I am so much easierly. Things are so much easily more acceptable to me to hear
Yes.
and allow to go through me instead of this like resistance. Because
Right.
then on the other side, I always recognize this so quick when I'm angry at someone or when I'm angry about something or when I hate someone. It's because I see something in them that I see in me,
Yeah.
and I go, "Oh, I fucking hate that because I do that.
Oh yeah.
I
Always.
hate that about myself."
100% of the time.
So everything just always goes back to like you and this thing you've like built up inside of your shell that you need poppers to just loosen up and
that
allow
cosmic
to come through.
butthole.
Yes.
And be pegged by love.
Yes. You need to be pegged by love.
Carl Sagan's, that's my favorite Carl Sagan book. Pegged by Love. Carl Sagan's Pegged by Love. Okay, so this is an experiment I've been doing in this regard.
Yes.
So, okay, first, I hate it when someone's rubbing me the wrong way. Like, you stumble upon something on the gram or on your feed, some dude, and you're like, ugh, what a piece of shit. And then you remember, like, if you have this strong a feeling about it, that's you, motherfucker. Like, you just don't want to look at that part of yourself. So I hate that because it's like, okay, let me look at where that guy lives in me, and it's in there. But so this is a fun experiment, easy to do.
Yes.
So I don't know what your situation is when you're walking about, but if you pay attention, you might notice sometimes you're judging people in negative ways, just habitually, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're a bad person or whatever, but they probably remind you of either something in you or someone who hurt you, or just real quick. It happens like that, You make these immediate judgments about them. So what I've been doing is looking at them and like, okay, what's beautiful about this person, right? And not in a cheesy way, like really find it. You always will find something in there, even if like whatever it may be that's rubbing you the wrong way about them. And I'm telling you, man, if someone catches you doing that, and I'm not saying like fawn over them or stare at them or whatever, but I'm just saying if you habituate
find it and touch yourself.
To
what's beautiful in them.
Okay. So this technique.
I'm just trying to feel good.
And people, the way they react to you is totally different. You know what I mean? There's this fucking asshole who's been bothering me. He goes to my gym, really bugging me. Never even had a conversation with him, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'll just follow him home.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to have a chance to watch him when he doesn't know he's being watched. So
Get
I can
into his shoes.
literally get in his shoes, because he goes to bed, leaves the door unlocked, which is nuts in a city. But to me, I see that as an invitation. And, I put his shoes on.
You have to.
And
what better way to know, man?
they were very comfortable. And I walked around his house in his shoes and jerked off. And now whenever I see him at the gym, he has no idea I wore his shoes or that I jerked off onto his toothbrush.
Yeah.
And
now you have a better understanding.
But we connect now. It's different. It's like
life's about making connections.
And that's how that is why this exercise is just
I like that.
Incredible.
Yeah.
This is incredible. And like, I don't leave my doors locked anymore.
Really?
Because come on in.
Leave your shoes out like that little Dutch Christmas Santa thing where they leave candy in the shoes. But instead, you put your feet in them and come on their toothbrush.
Yeah, well, and by the way,
Merry Christmas.
The original tradition, like now we leave out cookies and milk for Santa.
Right.
It used to just be jizz. No one knows that. There's so many things about Christmas. No one knows.
Honey, did you leave out a jar of jizz for Santa? Yes, Mommy. I worked all night on it. Did Santa? And Mom and Dad's every night have to sneak down and drink a jar of jizz.
That's the worst thing.
Oh God, I gotta drink my kid's jizz.
Your fucking kid's jizz, your own jizz,
You've
monster.
heard of Elf on a Shelf.
You don't get your kid's jizz. You fucking monster. It's you drink your own jizz. The kids go to bed, you go downstairs and you drink your jizz.
Oh.
Or you let the dogs drink it. Either way, you don't want the kids to come down and be like, "Where, Daddy, Santa doesn't drink your jizz."
Doesn't want the jizz?
Yeah, it's not
Was
good.
I bad this year?
Dude, yeah, but I know this sounds so cheesy, but I'm telling you, like, this episode of the DTFH is brought to you by Rocket Money. Anytime anybody wants to do a spot on the DTFH, I check it out to make sure it works. And honestly, there's a part of me that is usually skeptical, and also there's a part of me that has a bunch of kids and is like, please, God, let this be good. so that I could take the money they pay for the ad so that my children can eat. And I was so excited when I realized not only is Rocket Money fucking insanely good, it was also saving me money, because I don't know why. I don't want to confront the fact that I'm addicted to subscribing to bullshit apps. It's a problem. And suddenly to have this incredible technology that just goes through and finds all the insane decisions I made throughout the years to subscribe to this or that, and just cuts their throat, gets in there and butchers those things, those parasitic apps you subscribe to that you feel too lazy to go through and become your own private detective. Try to look back through the shadowy darkness that you made these decisions in, the opiated haze that you decided to sign up for a fucking app that tells you how to identify bird songs. You don't give a fuck about birds. Why'd you do that? You're never going to use it. And you knew you were never going to use it. But you did it anyway. There weren't even any birds. It was nighttime. It was dead silence. And the next day you just forgot. And then later you're like, get an alert that we're renewing the subscription. And then $200. And you're like, oh shit, I better cancel that. And you don't. And then $200 down the fucking tubes. Rocket Money. It will do all the work for you. Not only that, maybe there's some apps that you like. It will tell you if the price increases. It will negotiate new prices for you. They're badass. Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users. I'm one of them, and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year. I saved way more than that, for sure, sadly. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Duncan. That's rocketmoney.com/Duncan, rocketmoney.com/Duncan. Thank you, Rocket Money. And maybe I'm just seeing it, and maybe it's just projection, but I'm telling you, like when you're interacting with someone, you do that, they can feel their energy changes.
I don't do that in terms of like, all right, what's beautiful about this person? But I try to have, if I'm engaging with someone, I try to make it pleasant. Like if I'm talking to someone behind the counter at a Walgreens or something,
Yeah.
I'll try to make it pleasant or be like, oh, what's your name, Duncan? Hey, Duncan, I'm Ian. Nice to see you. Have a good day. And then like leave on like a little smile. And those like interactions make me feel better. And then maybe I'm annoying to them and they're just like lying, but I always get a good response. And then again, it goes back to that thing of like when I'm feeling good inwardly, I want to then have outwardly things feel good as well.
Right.
And so like if I try to like see the beauty in people, that's going to then kind of make me feel like I'm contributing in a way cosmically, psychically.
Right. Yeah, the thing is that no matter what, it's there. It's always there. We're all habituated to drawing out the negative more than the positive for some reason. This probably makes sense from like survivability.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like,
Yeah, like what gives you anxiety and like upsets you, you should trust it and stay away.
I love the way you're holding that gun on me. Like the precision with which you're aiming at my head.
Yeah. The stabbing motions you're making on my belly are very, very precise.
You could have been a surgeon.
Yeah, or at least a butcher, the way you're carving me up. This is wonderful.
Wow.
Whoa.
You're so passionate about killing me.
Good for you.
So obviously it's not every fucking case. But by the way, you know what I think that must be the one good thing about being a murderer or a hitman is because when you go up to somebody and they're like...
You just leave your work at work.
I'm saying when you go to someone and they're like, my dad died. And you go, I'm sorry. it's real because you killed their fucking dad. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know how to react. It's like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I fucking stabbed your dad to death, and I'm really, really sorry. It's the one time you can say that when someone's lost someone that it makes sense.
See, if I was a killer or like a murderer or something, I would lord that over people's heads. Like, how are you? And they'd be like, I'm all right. I'd be like, oh, you're all right? Yeah. I had to watch someone's soul leave their eyes today. So consider that.
Great. So
Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to clean up a fucking crime
stop
scene?
killing people.
Appreciate your life.
Okay, I do, but maybe if you just stop murdering people, you wouldn't have to clean up the crime scene. If you connect, I'm sorry. No, I'm so sorry.
So you don't want me to make a living?
No, I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
not gonna live off the government.
Yeah, murderers do not have an accurate understanding like of their friends because like underneath it all, you're like, please don't kill me. Like anyone they meet is like, he'll fucking kill you if he doesn't like you. So they have no idea what people really think of them at all.
Dude, I was watching that Lacey Peterson documentary.
Now Lacey Peterson, as I recall, she murdered the dude, right? Am I thinking of a different murder? Lacey?
She got murdered by her husband, Scott. And she was pregnant, Modesto, California,
Okay,
2002.
I'm thinking of a different one.
Oh. Well, anyway, it's this new documentary on Netflix, but it's so interesting because this guy killed his wife, and from the jump, he did everything just so wrong. Like, he murdered her and then immediately started calling people and was like, yeah, she's missing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's missing. She's missing. So that's that. And then, like, thought it would go away. It became this national news story. But I was just thinking of, like, good God, the guilt and everything of, like, watching these things kind of makes me feel better because then I go, oh, thank God, at least I know I'm not. I'm not. Do you ever wonder if you're going to be a murderer?
Sure.
Like, what if I one day, and then I see this, I go, I could never, and I go, all right, good.
I mean, I think that's kind of the part of like, you know, any kind of creative anybody. You gotta let your mind. So you see a murderer, and you think, how could I do that? Like, what conditions in my life have to be happening for me to murder someone, hide their body, and then when like their loved ones call, flippantly be like, missing persons. There's so many every year. I guess that's a new missing person. And I know what you mean. You're like, whoa, what? Maybe what they say about NPCs is true. That there's some people who don't really have a soul. They're just like, you know, NPCs that you run into in video games. And the coding, it's having some kind of breakdown or error or something. Because, like, I just saw this murder show. I think it's on Netflix. It's like Los Angeles crime, or I don't know. But, like, some real estate agent kills his fucking wife. And women start coming forward saying, like 2 days after his wife had been reported missing, he was coming up to them like, want to get drinks? You know what? Like, what consciousness not only murders, but then is horny? Like, you just killed your fucking wife. You disposed of a carpet with her blood all over it. And you're like, finally, I could invite Sheila out for a date without worrying about cheating on my wife. Because that's the craziest thing.
I gotta drain these balls.
Wouldn't it? Like, I'm sure your wife, if you presented her with the options, hey, okay, here's the options. Either I'm gonna fucking bludgeon you to death,
kill you,
or I'm gonna try to fuck Sheila. Which is it? I think I know the choice, but in their minds, they're like, no, just fucking, you kill him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking watching this. I'm like, dude, you could have just not killed her. What's your problem, pal?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's so many other ways to handle this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, and doing it yourself is insane. You know what I mean? Why would you not hire somebody? Because you know what it is? They're just not thinking it through. They're just, that points to the mental condition.
Yeah.
It's probably spontaneous.
I think some murders need to be premeditated, really.
If you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You have to
think through plan.
This is I wouldn't go wingsuit diving without practicing.
I wouldn't buy the suit the day of.
You don't buy a wing. That'd be awesome if there was a wingsuit shop next to cliffs,
like a bait shop next to a fucking lake.
Frank's wingsuits.
Get your wingsuits.
Come on in. No. It's easy. Just put your arms out. They do a flying squirrel zoo. You just jump. It's fine. and at the bottom, some kind of, I don't know, crematorium or something like that he also owns. But
There's a trampoline and then just a bunch of splatter on the other side and a big thing that's like, aim here.
yeah.
It's like, today you're gonna want to lean to the left.
Dude, it's just I guess it's like there are on the spectrum of human experience, we land on probably what you would call the normie spectrum, even though some people would look at us as like depraved lunatics. We're still in the normie spectrum. And then outside that spectrum are murderers, people who fly on wingsuits. You know what I mean? Like those people.
Same. I equate them together.
I mean, they're weirdly similar in that one version, obviously, it's not you're killing someone else. The other version is you're just like, okay,
How close to the edge can I get?
Right, like, and it's worth it to you for that, whatever that experience is, which must be the most insane experience available.
Some of those videos, man.
I watch those all the time.
Oh, so scary.
Did you ever see the dude hit the bridge?
Oh yeah, and he just goes into a burst, a mist.
I didn't see the mist.
Oh, we must have been watching different videos.
Well, I'm sure there's 50 videos of wingsuit people flying into a bridge, but this one freaks me the fuck out because you never realize how fast.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah. For some reason, if you do it if you're like putting yourself in the position to do it, they'll show it.
Oh, there's a kid there?
Yeah, because you're like, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm living life. Carpe diem. This is all worth it. Yeah, I overcame my fear. Therapy. Thank God I went to therapy. Now I know what it is to be free. Now I know what it is to live. I'm not encumbered by the fears that most people are encumbered by. Yay!
Here, wait. Do it again. Now I want to do his internal thoughts.
Okay.
I'm so glad I stopped at Jimmy's Cheapo Wing Store today. I spent too much money on that flat screen TV, but things have been going good in my life. God, I'm so glad I realized today that I'll never die. That's what I said to my wife before I left. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Okay, let me do one.
All right.
Let me do one. Okay, let me do one.
Yours is better.
Here we go. Get closer to the smash. Here we go. And that's what happens if you don't shop at Jimmy's Wingsuits.
Come on down. That's 1-800-WING-SUITS.
Oh my God. And because that base jumping thing, man, it really is like a very high fatality rate compared to most other extreme sports. Like,
Have you ever jumped out of a plane?
Fuck no.
Really?
Really? No. Do I look like I parachute to you? Like,
I would think that you'd like it.
Have you?
Oh yeah. It's exhilarating.
Are you fucking with me, Ian? When do you go parachuting?
I jumped out of a plane in Austin at Moon Tower like 2 years ago.
Okay, so how long have we been friends now?
Oh man, almost 10 years, 8 years.
I just want you to know, I just moved you out of the normie spectrum. Like,
really?
Yeah, and just like you already were like on the very precipice.
Yeah.
Like you're basically like fence riding the norm, but now dude. Here's why.
Really?
Okay. Look, parachuting is the kind of thing you lead with. Like if I'm gonna find a way to tell you I parachute within 3 conversations that I've been I will ear beat you about it. I will have a whole thing, and you'll be so sick of me talking about parachuting. In the years I've known you,
never brought it up once. It's funny, yeah. I've jumped out of a plane multiple times. I've never really told anyone.
You're a liar.
I swear
Are you
God.
fucking with me?
I swear to God. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I really annoyed the guy with the questions the last time, and I was surprised he didn't detach me.
What do you
in the
mean you
air.
annoyed him?
I just kept being like, and what about this? And what about that? What about this?
While you're parachuting?
No, on the plane ride up.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you were just asking questions about like, what do I need to do here so
Yeah.
I don't die?
Yeah.
And he's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he was basically like, just
Get out of the plane.
he literally goes, again, you have to do nothing and just jump out and I'll take care. And I was like, okay, but what about,
Whoa, man. So
But it was cool. It's so cool to be
That's what I
so
hear.
scared and then do it, get through it and go, oh my God, I can do anything.
right.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean that's the rush,
And when
right?
you're just gliding and looking at everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like a death simulator. I have some sense that death, when you die, it's like that too. It's like you've probably had some level of fear about your own mortality.
Of course.
And then finally it happens, and whatever's on the other side is so beautiful and incredible and wonderful, and all this stuff comes back to you about what the fuck you were doing.
You think?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not just me. It's like every near-death experience. What's funny about them to me is most of the time, and we're talking people with families,
Yeah.
and they'll see their parents, and they're so happy to see their parents, and they're so happy to see their deceased loved ones. And then the loved ones will be like, hey, you got to go back. And they're like, no fucking way I'm going back there. No way. And they're like, no, you're not done. You have to go back. You go back. You're not ready. You can't die yet. And they fight. They kick and scream like a kid who got caught skipping school. You get put right back in. No, sir, the class isn't over yet. It's quite often
Really?
that is the report. Yeah.
So I was in a horrible car wreck a couple weeks ago and nothing like that happened.
Did you go into the light?
No, I was making a left at the light.
Jimmy's Wingsuits. Use offer code Duncan to get 20% off your first wingsuit. Dude, so, but you didn't fully die. Like the people who like
No.
get their
Oh,
brain.
yeah. No. It was, unscathed. I mean, I
Thank
have
God.
a herniated disc, torn labrum, I got a concussion, but like nothing like hospital life support. I had to go to the hospital. It was nothing like, I'm like clinging to life or anything. So it wasn't like that. But I got T-boned and my car rolled 3 times. So that was like the death vehicle, but the experience didn't happen because I blacked out and then came to. But in the blackout, I didn't have any visions or anything.
Yeah, this, like, if you look at the near-death experience research, what's fascinating about it is, like, how universal it is across cultures. So people who have,
Really?
it doesn't matter if you're Hindu or Christian or atheist or whatever, there's a similarity in reported experiences, which is why they wonder, is this just something built into the human brain because we all die and it's to like soften the experience, or is there an afterlife, which I believe. And the report is universally positive. Like, every here and there you hear scary shit, but a lot of the experiences.
See, I'm sorry.
No, that's it. I'm just saying there's a similarity, and the similarity, many of them, they don't want to come back.
But I wonder if is that really the afterlife, or is that just the chemistry in your brain accessing like when you have dreams, it accesses a type of thing and things show up, and then it kind of brings you to this place within your brain, and then your brain is then bringing you back to life, so then those things in your brain go away, or is it actual afterlife place?
Dude, I had a neurologist on my podcast who, I can't remember the book. It's called, I'm sorry, will you look up, I could be wrong about this, because there's a lot of books that are like, do you have some kind of like religious slant to it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Proof of Heaven or something. But he was a neurologist who was fully fucking brain dead. And what was interesting about that was this is like a fucking neurologist who was able to look at the data regarding his brain and had experienced this insane shit.
Really?
Yeah, Eben Alexander, neurosurgeon, book Proof of Heaven. Yeah. And so this guy, like, I mean, this is he's like a doctor, and obviously if you're a neurosurgeon, like yapping about how you saw the afterlife is probably not good for business, right? But I don't want to hear my neurosurgeon talk about the afterlife. But he's a wonderful person, and it completely changed his life because he had to rethink how the human brain works. And so the secularist sort of scientific materialist idea that the experience of death is encoded in us at some level, or is a release of some combination of neurotransmitters or something. His point is like, well, the brain scans based on where I was at, that I should not have been having any experience at all, and yet I did. So who the fuck knows? Just because your brain isn't signaling, maybe there's other parts of the, there's neurons in the heart. Perhaps it's some experience related to the heart, but it's just interesting. No matter what, it's still curious. No one knows the answer, because if we did, that's the really funny thing. I think about this a lot, Ian. Like, if we knew for sure that on the other side of life is paradise, it's just fucking great. We're in a school, maybe a job, maybe an agreement, or who knows what. But on the other side of this thing, it's freedom. It's pure, absolute freedom and love and joy. And when you want to come back, you can, but you can take as much time off as you want. I speculate that there would be a wave of suicides all over. How many people would stay here? How many people who are deeply in credit card debt?
Yeah.
Would be like, you know what? I'm going to fucking pay off this Amex and then I'll blow my brains out. How many people in prison? How many people in like horrific lives would stay here? Like, part of what glues us to this is that
we don't know.
We don't know. If we knew, I don't know. And similarly, like, imagine if we had the ability to go off world, like we found a paradise planet, massive, beautiful paradise planet where you have everything you want, and we had anyone could get in a personal pod and shoot off world and go to the paradise planet. I would love to see what the elections look like, because I feel like the people running to be president wouldn't stay here. I think all the politicians would be like, "See you later, bitches. I'm out of here."
Or they do like they do now and make us raise money for them to then take it elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like that whole people would kill themselves so that they get to paradise thing. So that's why we don't know what happens, so that we don't kill ourselves. That's kind of like when the Democrats are like, "Hey, if you vote for us, we'll codify abortion. We'll codify Roe versus Wade." And it's like, no, you won't. You're going to not do it so that you tell us in the next election you'll do it, to keep us thinking and getting you in, because that's like the promise. So like with life, it's like the promise is, hey, you may go to heaven, or it may be nothing, but you better stick around and not give in.
We keep falling for it. That's the craziest thing to me, is it's like, especially when you have people who were president or vice president running against each other, it's like, why didn't you do that?
Yeah.
Like, they're saying all the things they're going to do, but it's like, you're still in power. Like, one of them's still in power. It's like, what do you theoretically, you could still
and they keep saying it. They go, when I win, I will do X, Y, and Z. It's like, you're there now. Just do it.
If you, it's weird. It's like, okay, listen, if you vote for me, I am going to give, day one, I'm going to give this child the medication he needs to not be so sick. It's like, give the child the meds.
Yeah.
Do it now. Who gives a fuck? What? Just do it while you can.
But you have to vote for me, because
if you really cared, you do it now. Like,
but I don't.
Like, that's the thing that's so freakish about all of it. I mean, look, I've been thinking a lot about This episode of the DTFH is brought to you by BetterHelp. I don't want to brag, I often do, but I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. And wow, it's probably not what you think it is. It was like one of the coolest things to study Western psychology. A little unnerving when you begin to recognize how much people understand about the human psyche, and how some people who study the human psyche choose to use their understanding of the human psyche to manipulate people, to try to cause people to overthrow their government. It goes on and on. But there are some people who actually study the human mind because they want to help. They're called psychologists, and it's incredible. I know that in the culture, there is some taboo about going to a psychologist. It's weird to me because let's say, I don't know, a possum bit you on the arm. Now, if you don't get around possums or if you see a possum and don't touch it, it's not going to bite you. You'll be fine. But you saw a possum and for whatever reason you thought, I'm going to grab that satanic looking beast that looks like it was burped out of a fucking crack in the earth after a warlock messed up his spell. I'm going to grab it and it bit you with its sharp teeth. They're sweet creatures, by the way, marsupial pouch, I believe. The point is, suddenly the bite, it becomes infected, it festers, and what do? You go to the doctor right away. You're not going to put that off. A fucking possum bit you. You don't feel bad about that. You don't worry about telling your friends, I had to go to a doctor. Well, honestly, if you're fucking with possums, it is a little weird. So the analogy sucks, I guess, to some degree. But my point is, why is it that if we get psychic wounds, why is it if some weird thing happens to us or we're confused and can't figure out what we should be doing at an important moment in our lives, there's some sense of trepidation when it comes to going to a psychologist? I don't get it. And maybe that's because I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. By the way, psychologists have to go to school way longer than that to get licensed. And this is why BetterHelp is incredible. You don't have to go through what a lot of us have had to go through to find a great therapist, which is asking around, shopping around. BetterHelp does it all. You just fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a perfect therapist for you. They make it easy to change anytime if for whatever reason you're not vibing with them, which does happen from time to time. But most importantly, you don't have to go into a waiting room and wait. You can do this from the privacy of your own home. And if you ask me, it's just as effective. So if you're thinking about trying therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Go to betterhelp.com/Duncan to get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's betterhelp.com/Duncan, 10% off your first month. Thank you, BetterHelp. My tendency to want to talk about politics.
Yeah.
And you know what I've realized?
Huh.
Now is not the time. Not because of fear of rejection, but because every one of us is getting our amygdalas jerked off by politics all day long. And it hurt. We're all just we're just like, I mean, have you ever jerked off too much?
Buddy.
That look was incredible. That look told 1,000 tales.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're just like, oh, raw. If you could even emit semen,
Yeah.
it's a clearish fluid. Otherwise,
yeah.
it's just a dry heave from your cock. And you're just doing it. And it's like, that's everyone's amygdala right now. Like the fear juice, the stress hormones, the cortisol.
Yeah.
It's like our amygdalas, are just getting just.
Well, I'm tired of talking about politics in terms of which one is better than the other, who's going to vote for who.
What do you mean you don't know which one's better than the other? What do you mean? You don't know which one's better than the other? Wait a minute. Hold on one second. Can you zoom in on him? Wait, I just need to understand this right now. Oh, really? So you just feel like it's the same, huh? Okay, Ian. I guess I'm totally joking. It'd just be funny to flip the script. It goes super political.
I was about to tell you, two are the same, and one is the front runner, and that one has brain worms.
Oh, yeah. You know why that bugged me about Kennedy, the brainworm thing? because it's an affront for those of us who intentionally have brain worms.
Yeah. I've been working my fucking whole life for these things.
You know how hard it was to find the brain worm I fucking have?
Yeah. To find one I liked. I'd have a bunch. This one doesn't work. I gotta get a new one.
You know how many New Delhi diapers I had to lick to get a good fucking brain worm? Like you can't find. You get a lot of bad. I mean, it's not fair. Maybe you got a bad one, but I have
batch of worms.
bad worm. But I have very good worms. I have the best worms.
I have the best. I don't know about you, but my worms are so good.
My worms are in Mensa. Well, look, I mean, but yeah, man, I think that the
You're totally right about what you said.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I feel like I fucking blocked you in a kind of sanctimonious way. I didn't mean it. I've been telling myself this.
No, you're totally right. I guess my point was basically, I'm tired of the discussion where it seems that everyone is in this pissing contest to see which one's better, which one this, and it gets nowhere. It just upsets people, and at the end of the day, things are either going to change slightly or change in a fast way, but they're not going to change for the good, no matter which one you choose. But they make us think that this is the thing, the final key that's going to turn the door to bring us towards happiness.
How come
and it's just not the truth?
And the options are bullshit. Like on the ballot should be an option, which is let's redo it.
Yeah.
Can we vote to try to find more different candidates? How come that's not there?
Yeah. Can we tinker around and change a couple things that make this system fail for the way it's been for the past, couple decades? Because there's only two fucking choices.
Where's the third? The third choice should be, I don't like either of them, and I would like to redo the whole thing and have some kind of interim council while we find two other people and try that out. Why can't we do that? What's the big deal? Why does it have to be two people? And why can't we we don't like either of them enough to vote for them? Why not? Because I think because the obvious. That's what we would always vote. We'd always be like, let's keep them running. And then in that couple of years where everyone's like, no, keep them running, we'd realize everything's fine. Yeah. We didn't need a fucking president after all. It was completely unnecessary because the other thing to me is like, now look, here I go. What happens is you have the person who was president. Then you have someone who has to come around and say, that guy fucked everything up. Yeah. Invalidating whatever that person did. Basically saying we really didn't need him because now things are worse. And then that person gets in and the next person says that guy fucked up. And it's a chain of people invalidating the previous president. Yeah. And that points in the direction of,
this is broken.
We don't need that job. Yeah. Like Ray Gunn, the breakdancer. Yes. Right? Ray Gunn failed so miserably at breakdancing at the Olympics that they aren't doing breakdancing anymore. It's gone.
They should treat the fucking president like that. You're right.
It's like
we've reached the Ray Gun of presidents. Yes. We really have.
For many.
For a long time.
We don't need one. Yeah. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. But why can't we vote to try no president for a couple of years and see what happens to the country? Yeah. Let's just see. I don't know. We will fill in the blank with a council of people who are already there, or maybe nothing. Let's just do nothing and see what happens, and then reconvene in a couple of years. And if things are the same, we didn't need a president. Yeah. We might not need one.
I think Ray Gun for president.
And that was the beginning of the age of peace. Ian Fidance spoke something that had been on all of our minds. At that moment, the Constitution was changed to allow a foreign-born citizen of Australia to become the president. Ray Gun, not so great at breakdancing, but incredible at teaching peace.
Sponsored by Jimmy's Wingsuits.
Jimmy's Wingsuits. Listen, it's A, it's easy. B, don't be a pussy. Dude, yeah, I don't know, man. I like it, and it's the other problem with it for me is it's like, because I'm such an idiot, I get sucked into propaganda real easy. And so it's like, I'm like, just depending on what propaganda I'm letting like splatter all over my face, I'll start veering in that direction. Then a new form of propaganda is like, oh fuck, I didn't know that. And then another one, and the next thing I know, it's like I just feel completely invalidated. Like I'm a spineless fucking fence rider because both of them either seem horrific or one seems better than the other until I get the new data that they're showing me. That's like, oh geez, that's horrible. And then the other data from them, and then you just end up a confused lump. And I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like it's
then
bullshit.
You realize your kids are on fentanyl. You haven't fucked your wife in 3 years. You're unemployed. You stink.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Oh, those are.
Oh, so I guess you shouldn't give your kids fentanyl. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were doing dare to say no to drugs today, Ian. What else should I? Oh, I should not give my kids fentanyl, and I should fuck my wife, huh? Okay, great, thanks.
I mean, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife.
Life
so,
coach.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, great. Exactly. Thank you for. I don't fucking tell you how to parachute,
You did it, bro. You end up dying.
dude. I can't believe.
Why?
I'm just trying to. I guess it makes sense because you are like when I would like pedal around New York on my bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was proud of myself. I'll admit it. Like I'm riding a bike through New York, which by the way, compared to LA, is like a really safe place to ride a bike. But I'm fucking riding my bike through New York. And I've seen Quicksilver. Remember that show about bike messengers and stuff? Dude, you'd love it. It's like New York bike riders, and they're fucking good. It's called Quicksilver.
I got to check it out.
You would love it. But you've, like, I think I must have seen that when I was a kid. But anyway, the point is, like, I'd be like, just fucking trying to get up a New York hill and proud of myself. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm getting up. And then one of you motherfuckers with calves, like bowling balls, would just come shooting by. And you all have like weapons on your bikes. You have that chain that you can whip somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys are scary. That's all I'm saying. And you're one of those guys, so it kind of makes sense because you're
I
a
used
scary.
to be one of those guys.
You're not
on
anymore?
the bike. I'm very nice on the bike now because I realize that we're a very hated class of people. So I try to be really nice on the bike so that when you interact with me, you'll go, oh, well, maybe not all bikers are fucking dickheads.
No, dude, that's never gonna. Like, yeah, it's great that you're nice, but like here's the situation of anyone on a bike is like number one, the people in cars, they think that you don't know they're there. They don't understand that your senses are like so aware, way more than them. You're smelling laundry detergent and barbecue.
You're aware of what's going on up there. You're aware of what's back here.
Yeah.
I was thinking that last night. I was riding home, and I'm like, I have all these senses going off, and it's cool because after a while of riding your bike, you unlock these different things, and like I can tell what's going on over there. I can see the light reflecting off here, so that must mean that someone is coming that way, and it's a real cool feeling. So when someone impedes that and gets in that little area, it's like fight or flight. You have to like flip out and pop off. But I've been trying to be nicer in my pop offs.
Well, you guys all universally pop off, and the pop off, I don't think people understand why the pop off. The pop off is happening because of the judgment. Because in the same way people in a car see you flitting down the street, traffic doesn't exist for you, does it? But you will fucking run a light. You motherfuckers are free as a fucking bird.
Yes.
But also you will minutely slow things down. Now, the way you slow things down in general is probably at the same level of any other fucking shitty driver or car or whatever. But somehow because you're on your fucking bike, and this road is for machines, not humans. And we live in bubbles now, you motherfucker. We live in bubbles and vacuums, so I can't smell what people are cooking or hear the sound of fucking kids. I'm listening to NPR. And you know what I mean? So we're in these like comfort bubbles, and you're living in like a completely parallel reality.
Raw world of just everything whipping by. I'm naked.
Yeah.
There's nothing surrounding me.
Yeah. You're
free. You're
free as a bird. But also, if you've been on a bike in New York long enough, someone in a comfort bubble has not via negligence, but via like just some like moment of like, you know what? Fuck these bikers. tried to kill you, has like aggressively driven in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have that built into you. So if someone makes a mistake, they didn't mean to, I believe that's where the pop off comes from, is they're still mad at the dude who tried to kill them.
Well, yeah, and also you said it. You're listening to this and you have this going on, you just don't see it, so you have to pop off in a extremely large way to draw their attention that you're there.
Right.
You know, so a lot of times the yelling and stuff is to just break through the barrier of you're being outside in the world and they're in a car and they have music and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'll pop off and then immediately go, hey, just sorry, I had to, you know.
Right.
And I try to be nice about it because I was like an asshole for a while. But sometimes, man, I was riding on the Lower East Side and I'm in the bike lane, I'm riding down. This kid is in the Friday night, drunk, kids everywhere, you know. And I'm riding by and he's in the bike lane. And I ding my bell and I go, hey, bike lane. And when I walk by, when I go by, he slaps me on the back with his arm. And that could knock me off the bike. It could totally injure me. It fucked me up. And so I immediately turned around and like got in his face, like, what's your fucking problem? It's like, you want to fucking touch me? What's your fucking problem? And he was like, I thought you were saying hi to me. And I was like, what? He was like, I thought you were saying hello, and I was saying hi back. I thought we knew each other. And I was like, are you lying to me? And he goes, no, I'm telling you the truth. I go, okay, well, if someone's on a bike, please don't touch them. Have a good night. And I shook his hand, and we just left.
I thought you were my friend.
Yeah. He thought it was a drive-by friending.
Yeah. I don't believe him.
But I don't, well, dude, I'm riding to my spot, and I can still feel his handprint on my back. I'm like, did I just let someone get one over on me? Should I just beat his ass? You know, am I a pussy? Am I not a man? Am I a coward? You know,
That
like
is
all this
weird.
stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, a fucking, even if it is your friend, I'm not going to slap your back on your bike. What if I knock you off?
Yeah, but then I'm like, dude, he's like a 22-year-old drunk kid. And then it's like, well, fuck him. He should learn, you know. And then I'm like in my head, like, should
You're
I
right.
go back? But then I'm like, no, conflict resolution is a good thing. I don't have to fight everybody, you know. And then God forbid something happens.
Right.
You know, like, it's not my job to fix everything. I confronted him. I got to take his word for it. I can't just expect everyone in the world to be lying. And not everyone wants to get one over on you.
See, this is what you should have said to him and just gone on and on with like that until he got real scared. Like he starts he's like, okay, man, thank you. No. Hey, so wait a minute. Now listen, the world is a world filled with all of us are essentially the same. And if we don't have these conversations, then we will not become friends. And maybe I'm your friend from the future and time bubbled backwards in time. Have you thought of that it could be the future bubbling back, which they think could happen via some mechanism called the tachyon particles? You read Terrence McKenna. Sit down. Do you have a cigarette?
Sit down.
Dude, I have a burning question for you about bikes.
Yeah.
And when I knew you were coming on, I was like, I have to ask him this. This episode of the DTFH is brought to you by Built. When I was coming up, we didn't have Built. You would write the check and give it to your landlord. Hopefully, you would remember to give the check to your landlord. But if you were me, you would probably forget, and your landlord wouldn't understand that you've been stoned for the last couple of years and you're just not organized anymore. And they would think that you're a rotten tenant. Now you've got a weird tension between you and your landlord, and it sucks. But I came up in the 1800s. Things are different now. We now have Built. Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Every month, pay your rent and watch those Built points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation. Put your points toward a flight or hotel stay with 500 plus airlines and 700,000 plus hotels and properties. You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes or redeem them towards a future rent payment. They're designed to meet your lifestyle. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Bitpoints have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate. Earn points by paying rent now when you go to joinbuilt.com/Duncan. That's joinbilt.com/Duncan. Make sure to use that URL so they know we sent you. Join built.com/Duncan to start earning points with your rent payments today. Thanks, Built. What's with the spandex, dude?
If you got it, flown it.
Is that it?
No, it's aerodynamic. I'm not a spandex guy. You're barking up the wrong tree, pal.
So I see dudes in spandex, right?
I wear this when I ride a bike.
But I'm just saying, like,
I think it's like sweat wicking. I think it's aerodynamic. I think they like see. I ride a bike everywhere in New York City. I call myself a biker cyclist. Okay,
What is-
a bike rider, a biker,
biker cyclist?
a bike cyclist.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
A bike cyclist.
Dude, you're fucking freaking me out, man. What does that mean? A bike cyclist?
I hate when people call themselves cyclists. It sounds so elitist. And I think there's a culture in bike riding where
Cyclist.
they wear the spandex, they make themselves look, like they're part of the Tour de France, and it's really just some guy riding an expensive bike. I don't think the spandex is necessary unless you're riding in like a huge street race.
I agree, and I wonder if why would you not just wear the spandex all day long? If it's aerodynamic on a bike, it's aerodynamic walking. So why wouldn't you wear it all day long? It doesn't make sense.
Grocery shopping faster.
Exactly. Theoretically, anything if it's aerodynamic, so commit to it if you're going to do it. Wear spandex all day long, but also like something about it is unnerving.
Oh,
well. That's what I was getting to.
It's unnerving how much I like it.
Well, that's what I mean. Because you see him, and it's just like, God damn. Like, look at your body. Look at it. Like, so beautiful, so fucking powerful, like a banana that I just want to peel.
Unpeel, yeah.
No, something about it feels like they've gone too far. You know what I mean? It's like any hobby or anything that you're really into. Like, the moment that first time you zip on the spandex, it's got to be a crazy moment for you, right? Because, like, whoa, I'm spandexing now. Like, I'm going full cyclist. Like,
Well, I imagine like when you fly a jet and you put that flight suit on, you're like, my final form.
have you worn spandex?
No.
You got to try it and let me know. You got to report back to me. You need to
But
wear.
then what if I'm a spandex guy?
Maybe you are. Maybe it's great. Maybe you put that spandex on and suddenly it doesn't even look like a road anymore.
La 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 la.
Yeah. Maybe you see shit we can't even see. Maybe a whole new world opens up and there's crystal palaces and secret biker bars that are only recognizable to dudes in spandex. I mean, it's a mystery to me.
Like a dog whistle, but for bike-cycling spandex guys.
Jim's wingsuit shop, by the way, we just started selling spandex bike suits. And these are the real fucking deal. They are made from chameleon tongues versus the normal polyurethane mixture that is very dangerous. This organic materials.
I think you said it. It's a hobby, and it's a way for people to like level up and get more involved, and also look more important than they are. I wear regular stuff when I ride. There is chafing though, so maybe it's that too.
Ooh, the chafe.
The chafe can be gnarly.
Dude, that's okay. This leads me to the next thing I wanted to mention to you. And I don't know if this is true. It's from an Instagram reel, so it's probably bullshit, and I definitely don't fact check like I should. But so it was talking about Burning Man. I was saying apparently there's like at Burning Man, this could be nonsense. There's like a herpes like outbreaks happen at Burning Man, and it's not why you would think. According to this reel that I didn't fact check, I'm sorry everyone at Burning Man and anyone there right now, because this is unfact checked late night Instagram reel. But I thought there could be something to it. People share bikes there. And
No way.
dude, and then the person was pointing out, what about all these bikes everyone's sharing? Right?
And that's how people get herpes?
Well, I mean,
Wait, are they not wearing underwear at the bikes? Because if that were the case, then the city bikes and the bike share in different cities would be just cesspools of disease.
This is the point they were making. And can you Google up? Can you Google up bike seats and herpes?
Fire up that Googler.
Thanks. People get herpes from. It could be bullshit. I'm glad we're fact checking this.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
It is not
that
spread from
motherfucker
See?
got me.
I knew it.
That mother.
Yeah.
Good one. That's a good reel, though, dude. That's really good. It's all fake data for idiots like me to regurgitate like the disease. Like I'm not spreading herpes, but maybe it's worse. Just spreading some fucking.
You
lunatic.
didn't for 1 second go, wait.
No, I did, but then it just kind of made sense, which is what every dumb person says.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of made sense. I thought I should kill the cat because the power would come back on. Kind of made
cat's
sense.
go on a power line. It's related somehow.
The cat's black, and when things are dark, they're black. So maybe the darkness from the cat was getting in the power.
What did the reel say that you were like, officially, yes?
Well, because it's that AI voice that somehow sounds official. Like, did you know that there's herpes explosions at Burning Man? But many people think it's but it's not for the reason you might expect. People share bikes at Burning Man, and again, it's late at night.
Wow.
I should be in bed. I should be asleep. The magnesium's kicking in. Like, what am I doing? I'm like, whoa, I gotta ask Ian about this.
I immediately dispelled it too. I was like, no, think about the city bikes. There'd be disease.
Well, that's the point. They were honestly, who the fuck knows? Now that I think about it, they get conspiratorial.
Well, what else did it say?
It could be like an oil, it could be like some car coalition recognizing that the city bikes are fucking with the cars. And they're like, let's make people think they can get herpes from sharing bikes in the city.
Well, they are trying to get rid of more bike lanes.
What?
I think.
In New York?
I saw a reel and I believed it. No, I'm kidding.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
No, there's like some weird thing. Oh, the congestion pricing they got rid of in the city. And that was, they were going to start charging people if they were traveling in a single person car from like a certain street
I remember hearing about
downtown. And then everybody just flipped out. And
Revolted.
they were like, never mind.
Yeah, that was one of those little footsie moments, where they're like, hey, what do you think about this? And I was like, I will fucking destroy this city.
I was just kidding.
But dude, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
No, I've heard it's an amazing place for bikes. I'd love to go.
Can you pull up Amsterdam? I mean, because everyone rails against this shit. They're like, what do you like? This is the end of civilization, you socialist fuck. But look at Amsterdam. Oh yeah, people car culture hates.
It is crazy how much people hate bike riders.
Viciously.
Like
you all are trespassing on the roads.
I know. God. I just
look
hate
at this.
being a minority.
Maybe pull it up on YouTube. The video of
they look happy.
biking through Amsterdam is nuts. Because I think one reason people are mad at bikers is because our roads are not made for bikes; they're made for cars.
Yeah.
So there is more danger there. But when you see a city that's designed for biking, holy fuck, man! It's like
there's just something that feels so good about biking.
I know it's one of my favorite feelings.
And I grew up, when I was a little baby, my dad would put me on the back of his bike with a helmet and he'd ride me around. Like biking was something me and my family did growing up at the beach. So it's like, I've been doing it my whole life and it brings me back to that joy I felt as a kid. And so I've been trying to do things that make that little kid stoked on still being alive, you know? And bike riding is a huge, huge part of that.
Oh man, I would put it up there with any powerful psychedelic for mood improvement.
When you get to a point where the sun is at the perfect place, the wind is perfect, you're alone on this path and everything is synced up. You're like, I don't know if there could be any possible moment better than this. I know. And that's all it is a moment. And it makes me grab onto it and go, okay, I'm keeping this moment with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And also, it's cheap.
Yeah.
That's the other thing
I'm very cheap.
I didn't want to say it, but dude, I mean, you should get a car. No, but you do get that sense of like you've discovered some kind of obvious secret. You've been robbed by that part of you that thought driving around in a car was the best way to do it. You're looking back at like, my God, why I was giving up this moment. And you do have a kind of a vertigo or a cultural vertigo where you're like, Jesus Christ, this is so much better than anything.
But you do have to be a certain type of psycho to ride a bicycle in a major metropolitan city, I think.
Well, that's addictive, isn't it?
Totally addictive. I shave my handlebars down so I can fit through cars better.
When we were making the Midnight Gospel, because I had been in New York and was still high from that experience. Remember when I smashed into you or you smashed into me?
Coming off the bridge. I remember that. I was so scared for a moment.
You were so sweet, dude, because like you have more experience on bikes and you knew how bad it could have been.
Yeah.
And I was fine, but it was like, that was a good night though.
That was so fun.
Hold on 1 second.
And there's something so fun about riding with your buddy, and then you're talking, you're riding, you pull up at the red light, you bring the discussion up again, you know.
Dude, the best.
Oh yeah.
I would ride my bike to work through LA and not like there was no good path. And I am telling you, like Erin to this day, she's like, I would never let you do that now. But like it was so fun, and you memorize all the spots where you can go up on the sidewalk and like where you can get around traffic. And
dude, my brain is turned into like like if I think of something, I almost see like a map in my brain. It helps me know the city so much better.
That too. Yeah. If you really want to, like, I'm one of those people, sadly, who's been like atrophied by GPS. So like I'm perpetually lost. But when I was biking, I wasn't lost like that. Your brain records shit differently than when you're in a car.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so fucking fun. And like, yeah, like it just, it really, oh God, we are bike dorks. I should shut the fuck up right now.
No.
I know. Hold on. I'm getting, my phone's buzzing.
Oh.
Sorry. Hang on 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit. Yeah, my subscribers just dropped by 22,000 subscribers. Like we just lost 22,000 subscribers. God damn it. But do look at this. Look at this. How Amsterdam became a bicycle paradise from Bloomberg.
The Netherlands is known as a cyclist's paradise. Its safety levels
Look at
are
that.
one of the best in the world, are in staggering contrast with the US, where you're around 20 times more.
Where you
likely
will
injured
die
while riding.
eventually riding.
Where your head will go
Nearly
through a
half the working
windshield.
population
Death
commutes
sentence.
daily on over 500 kilometers of dedicated cycle paths.
500
The city
kilometers.
only narrowly avoided being taken over by cars. Here's how Amsterdam put the brakes on cars to give bikes a chance. Following the Second World War,
You could
the
skip. I just
mobility
want you to
and
see
affordability of
what it
cars
looks like.
started
You have to get
changing.
out of here. Get out of this.
See, that weirds
I don't
me
need
out,
the
though,
history of fucking cars.
because
Just get to the fucking bike lanes. He's not even showing
the
it.
T-model Ford was
There, look at
invented.
that. Dude,
There's not only safety, but also power in numbers.
it's like
Just as
everything's a
important as
beach
cycling lanes and
boardwalk
car
or, you know,
controls
at the beach.
Yeah.
It's like
on bikes
everything is
in the
like
first
that.
place.
Everything's a sunrise or sunset when these people are on their bikes.
Dude, well, in Amsterdam, they don't have a day. That's what. Do you know that?
Shut
It's
up.
a global phenomenon. The sun either goes up or goes down.
What?
Yeah. It's weird.
No.
Look it up. You don't read Sagan, do you? It's fascinating, dude. It's like in Amsterdam, there's two things.
Wait,
Does
who's
it-
Sagan? Is he the one that said the thing about the
Come
poppers?
Sagan. Did I say Carl Sagan? It's Come Sagan.
Oh.
Carl Sagan was like a cosmologist. Come
Right.
Sagan.
He's a cumologist.
What? I have my doctorate in cumology.
I have a PhD in cumology, a pretty heavy dick.
Yeah. Just let me see your cum.
Look, I'm just gonna be honest. Let me see your fucking cum.
I'm so sorry to bother you. I know everyone does this to you, but would you look at my cum? Because
We're at a dinner party right now. Just come to the bathroom. Look at my cum real quick.
fine. I won't know unless I taste it.
And the funny thing is, my taste buds are in my ass.
Oh, dude, how much time have we done? 1 hour 6. Oh my God, time flies with you, Mr. Fidance. I love you, man.
I love you,
Thank
Duncan.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you for analyzing my cum earlier.
Hey, man.
You didn't
it was
give
a
me
pleasure.
what's the result, though.
I don't know. I just wanted your cum. I'm not a cumologist.
God damn it, you
I'm
got
not
me
cum
again. How many
Sagan.
times am I going to fall for that?
I don't know, but I'm going to keep trying.
You're the best, Ian. You got shows coming up?
Yes. I'm on tour right now every weekend till 2025. I'm on the road.
Fuck.
IanFidance.com for all my dates. I'm really excited, man. I'm going to Denver Comedy Works.
When?
Milwaukee Improv.
It's on your website.
Yeah, I got a bunch of every weekend, man. I'm so fucking pumped. I'm having so much
Comedy
fun.
works so much, man.
Yeah, and every set's different. So come out to the shows. I'm having more fun doing stand-up than I ever have.
Cool.
And my special's out, Wild, Happy, and Free, on YouTube, and the podcast
Beautiful.
is Being Ian with Jordan.
You are the best. I love
You're
you,
the
man.
best.
Thank
I
you.
love you, Duncan.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Ian Fidance, everybody. Go see him live. Check out his podcast. Thank you to our sponsors. And thank you all for listening or watching. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.